Hello YouTube, I'm back with another Maxpedition video. During my hiatus of making videos, I acquired a lot of new gear that I've been vigorously testing all year. I don't want to give a review without putting it through its paces and really knowing a lot about the product and how it really, the consumer uses it. I don't like to appeal to the corporate end of things. I tend to want to just tell it how it is. And this, what we have in front of us here, is the Maxpedition First-Aid pack. This is a really cool pack. I've been really impressed with the size of this thing. Dimensions-wise, this thing's just a monster, what you can fit in here. Starting off here around the top, we've got this really huge pull handle with two hard plastic D-rings for you could secure that lanyard around that and wear this just as a bag itself, or that could aid in securing that to your pack. That's also webbing back here as well. I've got this little Velcro patch I put on here to help everybody know that that's a first aid kit. I think it's really important that all your first aid kits are labeled with a first aid mark. That way, if you're the injured one, a stranger would know that that's where to find medical supplies. So kind of going from the outside in, this very first outside pouch right here, I've just got some gloves. I think it's important to always have gloves. You don't know the person you're helping, and this will help you from hesitating, getting dirty and helping somebody if you need to, and keep you safe as well from contracting any diseases and help that person from getting more infection or whatnot. So right out front, that's the first thing we're going to grab is the gloves. You'll notice on the bottom too, there are these two red loops. You could fasten a carabiner to them or whatever you wanted, but that also helps to know that that's kind of a rescue medical bag as well, so that red kind of helps offset that from your other gear. Really nice big clasp right there, helps hold this whole thing in nice and tight and compressed. It's pretty impressive. You'll notice as well, on the inside there's this big red loop as well, and what this does is provide you a way to pull. If you wanted to detach this pack right here will separate from this shell, so you could leave this shell hooked to someone's vest or hooked to a vehicle or a bag or whatever, and just detach the medical kit itself right here without any time really being taken. All you do is just yank that. As you can see, it's just Velcro, and that whole thing will detach off of there if you want it to, and then that'll just leave that sitting right there. The string, the strap here has a retention snap right there to help hold that in place as well, but that'll also just undo right there. Coming into this outside pocket again, once again, more gloves. I've got a few pair in here just in case there's multiple people needing to work on the victim. And then one really nice thing is these big YKK zippers pull all the way down, all the way to the bottom. Not all the way through the bottom. It'll hold right there. That way this thing will open up like this in one big cascading bag. I can't almost zoom out far enough. Sorry for the wiggly camera, but let me see if I can zoom out enough. So the nice advantage with that is it holds it up upright so that your pouches right here and right here are both upright and your pack isn't dumping everywhere. It's got a really nice D-loop. Let's see if I can get this around here so we can see this. This bungee loop right here will help secure any equipment you want right there, or maybe something rigid that'll ride pretty nice right there. I'm not going to get into the full contents of this thing, but I'll break into it just a little bit just so you can kind of see how extensive the ability is here. And this pack here, it's in my opinion, unless you're in a really hostile environment, this is kind of too big of a pack to carry as your everyday medical kit, unless you're in that industry. But right here I've just got some shears and some other type of products you'll need right there to help hold things down a little bit. CPR mask right here. You'll notice that this is all in clear plastic bags, and also this is all clear plastic as well. So from the get-go, opening this up, you'll know exactly what you have. And I like to do that so you're not fumbling around for different stuff. And I've got all my different levels of gauze, Band-Aids, from big to small, all right here with ace bandages, tape, CPR masks, whatnot. And see, like I was saying, without even having to take this out, you can see I've got a package of Quick Clot right underneath there as well. That's kind of nice too. I've got that in the back. These are just huge. This thing's no joke. Pretty big setup right there, and that fits all nicely right there. Like I said, this tends to ride in my trunk, so I don't get into it that often. My everyday carry first aid's one I tend to use a lot more. Got a little first aid magnifying glass. You can start a fire with that, or if you need to zoom in on something a little bit more. I've got all sorts of cleaning materials, multiple types of medicines, and things you would need. Got a couple of rescue items, just a little compass and whistle, scissors, Q-tips, whatnot. I like to just kind of double up on my stuff a little bit to have a little bit of redundancy in my packs. That way I know I've always got something that'll work, and just a different size of gauze that just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger depending on the wound you need to treat. But I've been super impressed with this bag. I picked this up at the Outdoor Retailer show last year, and I've been using it ever since, and it's just been great. And I've took it with me on a few different hiking trips and campouts and whatnot, so that's why it kind of looks a little dirtier than most of these. Of course, on camera, nothing ever goes smooth, so you got to struggle to put this in just a little bit. But I think you guys will be really happy with this. I initially wasn't gonna get this thing because I think it was a little more expensive than I wanted to spend retail wise. Maybe it's, I can't even remember, maybe $40-50, something like that, and I thought that was kind of a little expensive on the retail side. But at the Outdoor Retailer show that I picked it up at, it was can't remember if it was like half off or 60% off. I just remember it was such a screaming deal, I just really couldn't pass it up, and thought at the time, well, you know, Maxpedition stuff never wears out, so I'll go ahead and snag it, and boy, am I glad I did. This retention strap right here is really great too, because you can just crank that down and really hold that down tight. The other thing I was worried about is, you know, initially when I very first saw this thing, I thought that might be inherently kind of a bad thing, having this thing detach so easily, but after playing with it a little bit, there's no way in the world that that's going to detach and get lost. That's enough Velcro on there alone to hold it without this secondary sleeve going around it and cranking down on that part right there. So you shouldn't have any problems or concerns about that. And you know, Maxpedition stuff's just, you know, as sturdy as it gets, and very impressive. So I highly recommend you pick one of these up. Maxpedition.com, and enjoy. Please rate, comment, subscribe. I love to talk to you guys about it, and I'll answer any questions you have. Thank you so much for your time. See you.